So in this video, I'm going to basically go through how fundamentals really overrule and override technicals. Yeah. So a lot of times we get really good technical setups against the fundamentals, and we want to take certain trades, and traders would end up taking them because it looks really good. You know, obviously technically a lot of confluence, but it's really about supply and demand and value, and understanding why you're buying from a value perspective, fundamentals and risk sentiment, rather than purely a technical analysis perspective. So a trader had sent this chart in the group, and you know, there was a nice demand zone, nice fresh area of demand, and he had basically it ticked a lot of boxes when it came to, you know, confluences in this area, looking for basically, you know, pullback. So he was asking for you know, an opinion in the in our Discord group. And because when you look at, you know, the European GDP, interest rates and inflation, which are the main markers among others that we use, and you compare the two, the dollar versus the euro, on our fundamental analysis spreadsheet, you've got the euro area is really number 7, and sevens and eights are extremely weak, and the United States is number 1, right? Basically being the best economy when you compare out of all the major economies. So what we want to do is we look to the fundamentals, you know, the data, the hard data, and we say, all right, then, well, all we want to do is look for supply zones. Yeah, so we look to short this currency pair. We have to learn to ignore the trades, no matter how good it looks technically. No matter how good it looks technically, we have to ignore those types of trades. And even if that demand zone, you know, ended up working out, which I'm going to get into in a sec, the fundamental, the technical analysis, and as you guys probably know, you know, you can see where the prices were. And even if this did work out, yeah, it still wasn't the trade to take. Yeah, it wasn't the trade to take. We don't take trades just based off a technical analysis. And this is obviously what saved. And I hope that the trader who was looking at that didn't take a cheeky trade against fundamentals, because it would have, you know, you would have saved yourself, obviously, a losing trade. And even if this would have went to the upside, it wasn't the trade to take. Yeah, because you have to stick to your plan. Too many traders, yeah, are, you know, just want activity rather than accomplishment. I don't mind, and we don't mind, you know, at Trading 180 is waiting a few days, you know, for some really high quality setups. So I'll go into a bit more depth as well regarding even you can see where traders are entered. And if you're watching this is probably you entering this trade. And if, you know, you're in a bit of trouble, I think, at the moment, especially as today you had the US inflation rate is the highest since 2018, right? And so what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that there's potential for dollar strength, because you've got the European Central Bank, who are struggling with inflation and are way below their inflation targets, and the Federal Reserve are way above their inflation targets. Now the talk is potentially turning to what? You know, strengthening or hiking interest rates potentially. Yeah, they don't want to do that, and it's not going to be great for Donald Trump. But that's, you know, another subject. But you can still you see where the fundamentals are actually in play. It's not about just because there's a demand zone, let's enter there. And I want to zoom down into like the hourly time frame. Yeah, and you can see exactly where entry for candles for lots of traders. And I was talking about this again in the group, posted this, and I said when prices came down here, yeah, into this demand zone, yeah, there was a lot of traders. There would have been some confluences probably around here as well, horizontal, you know, support there, because it was support in the past. So let's do that. So you had a nice level where you had support, resistance, support. Prices came back to that level there. I'll delete the one above. And then what did traders see? Support. Nice little pin bar there. Nice engulfing candle. And then obviously we get, you know, we are where we are. All the stop losses were where? Below. All below here. So all the stop losses. Now, anyone who doesn't trade with a stop loss is in some deep trouble. Yeah, this is also what we would term as a CPR zone. This could also be a stop hunt, right? This could also be a stop hunt, but right now with the fundamentals, you know, I highly doubt it. So what I'm looking to do, and what we're looking to do probably in the group, is to look for some pullbacks. So what you do is that level there, depending on how this closes today, it's probably gone lower highs, lower lows. Yeah, this now becomes an area of supply. Yeah, and this is where, because this is proof of value. Yeah, this is proof here that the dollar, yeah, was a bargain, a potential bargain, and the more and the lower this goes, is the more of a bargain it's going to seem, isn't it? Yeah, the lower it goes, the more of a bargain this area is going to look. So when prices come back to this area, that's where, you know, looking for shorts, you know, potentially. Again, we also have to keep an eye on, you know, certain sentiment drivers and fundamentals when prices come back up here. But generally, you know, that should be a decent sell. Yeah, that should be a decent sell. And even if it isn't, even if this trade doesn't work out, it's fine. We've got, you know, other areas in order to get short. We just basically attempt to get shorted here. And then if that doesn't work, we wait for price to come back up to this supply zone and look for short trades. But, again, yeah, that's pretty much where it is. But trading against fundamentals sometimes, I say yeah, sometimes, but you know, every time for me, is generally a no-no. There are times where you can trade against the fundamentals because of risk sentiment. So risk sentiment, right, would be, you know, risk off would be you might buy the yen or the Swiss franc, yeah, against maybe a stronger pair fundamentally, because those, you know, the yen and the Swiss franc tend to strengthen in a, you know, risk off environment. So, you know, you might want to look for that in certain environments, but generally, you know, we're not looking to, you know, buy the euro. I haven't bought the euro for, you know, over 2 years. Yeah, I've just literally shorted you know, the euro for ages. And I have a video, matter of fact, on YouTube, which basically breaks down the whole year's fundamental analysis. Yeah, not a lot of people have watched that, but you will not see anything like that. The link is in the description box and also up at the top right hand side. Yeah, watch that. Yeah, it's my fundamentals, and I'll really go through why I was shorting the euro for pretty much the whole year of 2019. Yeah, so guys, I hope that helps. And again, just to reiterate, fundamentals and risk sentiment first, and then we look towards, you know, the technicals to avoid unnecessary losses. All right, guys, take care and speak to you soon.